Welcome back to another episode of Leon's Garage Adventures. It's a travel episode, and we thought since we've been getting a couple questions about living in a camper, we'd have Leon answer a couple of them as we went along.
Alright. I live in a camper. Alright.
And that's it.
That's it. End of the episode. You guys are great. Tune in next time to Leon's Garage Adventures.
Would you call it trailer life?
No, because I don't feel like trash.
Okay.
Maybe we should cut that out. Sorry,
I think that's fantastic. I think we should totally do that. So, what brought you to Florida? Well, I threw a dart at a map, and you landed in the trash.
Yes.
So, as you guys know, Leon moved up to Georgia 2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 or 3 months ago, right? It's been a while.
For anyone that doesn't know, Leon is currently living in a 1990 Toyota Winnebago camper van.
I call it the awesome box on wheels. I don't really call it that, but I just did, and it's great, and I think it's going to stick with it.
What made you decide to buy a camper van?
You. Actually, we were on Craigslist looking up Tahoes or something, and stumbled across a Toyota Dolphin, and the moment I seen it, I was like, well, this is practically the greatest vehicle ever made out of anything. So after looking at about 30 of them at least,
Yeah.
and then going to see at least 10 of them in person, we stumbled across this one, and I think we kind of knew it was the one.
Yeah, basically when we drove up to it, we knew this was too good to be true. And the goal was to get it as cheap as humanly possible. Which you did.
Yeah, we got it cheap. We did.
Total price of $3,500.
And the thing was that we tire kicked them so good that Andrew was saying, hey, this thing's going to need tires here pretty soon. And he had me believing him. Until after we left, I was like, man, we need to get tires? I was like, nah, man. We're just negotiating.
Yeah, it ended up being a great deal. Leon went ahead and put hardwood floors in it. Basically got an external generator hooked up so that he can run his air conditioning and or the fridge or everything combined while he's cruising along, or he's to stop for the evening.
Yeah, and actually I ran the generator all the way down while driving.
Oh, that's right, because you lost an AC belt.
Oh, not only that, I had food in the fridge. I didn't want it to go bad. But yeah, I was driving and I started smelling some rubber. I'm like, man, that doesn't smell good at all. I thought maybe someone blew out a tire or something at first. Then I'm like, nah, that's definitely from this.
No.
So I shut off the AC and the smell went away. And, you know, I started sweating and stuff because it was pretty hot. I'm like, alright, I'm going to turn it back on and see what happens. And I turned it on and the AC was just blowing hot air. It was pretty bad, so.
How many miles did you have left in your journey when that happened?
Oh, this was probably right after Atlanta. So literally
all of it.
The whole trip. And the funny part was, that was the only new belt that I just put on it. And it somehow came off. It's the middle belt. And it came off without taking any other belts out. So that was impressive. It must have walked around the first belt somehow without throwing it off.
Because it would probably be humanly impossible to install it the same way that it came off.
Yeah, you'd never be able to. At least not without damaging it.
So, what would you say is the worst thing about living inside the Toyota camper van?
That's a good one.
Like, do you wake up hating something about it? Do you go to bed hating something about it?
You know what? The worst thing is that the bed is over the cab. And I've gotten used to crawling up there like every night, so.
It's like a bunk bed almost.
Yeah, you definitely get your workout pulling yourself up there. I'm used to it now, so it's not a big deal. But actually, I turn over a lot in my sleep, So when I first got it, there was quite a few times when I was hitting my face on the ceiling or an arm punching the wall or the window or something. Like, it's a pretty tight space up there.
What would you say is your favorite thing about owning it?
Favorite thing is,
Like, what comes to my mind is freedom.
that's what I was gonna say, mobility. I like that you can get in it in a matter of minutes and be ready to hit the road.
Yeah, literally when Leon showed up at my house, he just asked for a little bit of electricity and essentially handed him an extension cord, and that was it. He was done.
Ready to live there forever in your driveway. Or not. Also,
I'd be curious to
saying-
know how much electricity you actually used.
It can't be much because it's literally a fridge and an AC unit.
Well, you can get those meters that plug into the wall and then tell you whatever you're taking from that wall. I'd just be curious to know, like, I draw this much, so if electric prices are this, I'll pay you this for living here.
That's a good idea.
At a campsite, if they're like, yeah, hookup's $20 a night. $20 a night, that's literally a week of electricity.
So I looked it up and it's about like $30 a night now.
And oh my
Isn't that
God,
crazy?
you gotta provide your own house.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's funny because it's literally would cost me less in gas to run the generator for the night, so what do I need a campsite for?
Right.
And that was kind of another reason why I like the Toyota so much, is because it's so small. I could pull it in a parking lot and I'm good to go. Like,
Yeah.
hey Walmart, here I am for the night.
Right. Now, I don't know if this is true about all RVs of this nature, but Leon's accessories and everything run off of the same fuel that you put in the gas tank. So I don't know if the bigger Winnebagos or the bigger campers have
For the generator.
an extra fuel tank just for the generator. I don't know, but I love that it runs on normal gasoline.
Yep. Actually, on the way down, I was kind of thrown around the idea of the diesel. But that seems like a whole lot of work.
And you most likely wouldn't be using new parts.
Oh, no, because I found a few people that have done the swap, and they come in the Toyotas already. So you'd basically just
Oh, you
have-
mean getting the Toyota diesel?
Yes.
Like out of the same year, a Toyota Hilux
Yes.
diesel.
Yes, and buying like the front clip like you would for a JDM car or something.
Yeah. Yep.
But you still have to do the harness and all that too, so
I wonder how much there could be to it though.
I've seen a few I've seen a few swaps done, and there was a guy that did a really good write-up on it. He did a lot of pictures and stuff, and he said most of it was literally unbolt and bolt. He had some transmission stuff going on, but he also was a standard and a four-wheel drive. It is a different transmission belt housing though from what I have, so we would probably have to look for the automatic, which is going to be pretty hard to find because in other countries nobody drives an automatic.
It'd be pretty sweet though, but you'd have to find out, is it all worthwhile? So for instance, buying the whole front clip, because it's probably the much easier way to do everything.
Yeah.
So buying the whole front clip, having it delivered, or finding a way to pick it up. Now you've got a trailer, so you could theoretically do that. You just have to bring it into a main port.
Yeah.
But if, let's say, you can get everything done for $3,000, how much fuel could you buy for $3,000
That's
in the
true.
same amount of time? Like,
But I think also the diesel kind of plays in that it does get better gas mileage.
shit.
Also, it definitely has a lot more torque, and I think it would pull it around a lot better.
Yeah. So something else Leon had mentioned to me was that it was kind of struggling with the Georgia hills.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely had a hard time keeping up with traffic, but it kind of has a hard time keeping up with traffic anywhere. So the average speed is 55 to 60. You can go 65 or 70, but you're really pushing it. and there needs to be like no other cars on the road.
I suppose it does have the aerodynamics of a brick. An entire Tesla drivetrain times 2.
Yeah, front and rear, that'd be cool. 4-wheel drive, jack it up a little bit with snow tires.
Launch control.
I'm about it.
World's fastest.
0 to about 65 would be insane.
All of your 3 utensils, your spoon, knife, and fork would just go flying.
Yes. I would have to put them in a drawer or something.
And then staple the drawer shut.
Absolutely.
I like how everything in the RV is mounted the other way, so stuff will only come flying out if you're taking corners at a ridiculous speed, which you would never do because you'd roll over.
Yeah. The only thing I've found is that if you have anything on the floor, the only way to make it move really is sideways, or if you step on the brakes, because it does not have enough power to actually throw it backwards. There's been a couple times where I've lost some things going on the brakes though.
When driving it, I was gonna say, does it feel like a normal Toyota pickup truck? But it's got that 4 foot of overhang in front of you.
Yeah, that too. It kills vision at stoplights for sure. Like I can't pull all the way up because I can't see the light. I have to crouch forward.
No, you should get what I got for the hot rods. It's a prism that you stick out in your windshield, and it reflects a traffic light, so you can kind of cheat. It's for all like really chopped and channeled.
That's pretty awesome. That's a good idea. I was thinking about putting semi-truck wheels on it. You ever seen them? Where they have like the polished wheels and they're on like a little low-profile tire, and then like slam it down just a little bit, not too slam, because I don't want to drag off everything that's underneath it.
Right.
But like, I would like to lower it like 4 inches. I think that thing would look pretty cool.
But could you still drive it that low?
So that's why I haven't done it, because
unless you had air ride.
Yeah, and I think the back's a little bit lower than the front too already.
What is the suspension in that? Leaf spring?
It's leaf spring. That's why it's real wobbly. I need to figure out, I'm thinking about putting air shocks on the back for the, because it has a lot of side-by-side play, like just... It feels like a boat for sure.
Yes, the white pearl.
The white pearl.
You're definitely more of a Barbossa character. Yes.
A bad guy?
No.
But sometimes a good guy?
Sometimes die for no reason at the end of a movie that wasn't called for. God, I hate that. Take what you want. Give nothing back. So, air shocks, that'd be pretty neat. I think, especially if you had a portable air compressor and you didn't have to stop at any gas stations to pump them up or to lower them, whatever.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They obviously sell those for backed cars. I don't think they're that bad a price actually. That's just a little tiny pump.
Yeah.
That would, I thought about that. The only thing that would really keep me from doing it would be in the front. Like I could air it out obviously, but I wouldn't be able to drive if it was too low. No. And also you'd have to have a set ride height so that your steering wouldn't change, and because I think with that it would really be all over the place.
I've seen with the modern ones that they've got like
a stop or
well,
something.
They've got 3 main settings, and 1 is like driving height, so it lifts it up a little bit. 2 is, let's say, completely slammed, and 3 is maxed out up. So parking, you put it in a 2, and then when you're hauling something or you've got a couple of 100 extra pounds in it, put it on 3. Oh boy, what do we got going on here? Yeah, just put some cones out in the middle of the road for no reason. Alright, have a good day, guys.
I think that's about it, really.
So it's perfectly sustainable to live in a Toyota camper van. But there is one thing that you've told me.
It's small.
No, of course it's small. You don't really use the bathroom facilities in it.
That is true. That's just a preference, though. You could.
Because you, currently everywhere you go, you have the option to
Yes.
just use normal facilities inside a house.
Yes.
There's nothing saying that you can't, and you've tested them all. The shower
Yeah,
and
everything works.
the bathroom.
I
and
just
the sinks
prefer a
work.
full size everything instead of. I mean, the toilet in it's about that big around.
Just imagine sitting on top of a donut.
Exactly.
Did you ever get rid of that sticky spot next to the sink?
No, I'm scared to touch it. I need to. Well, you seen that? 2 wrecked 2500s.
No.
We need to turn this thing around, son.
Boy. Maybe they'll still be there when we leave.
No, they were on a trailer.
Oh. Damn.
Oh yeah, so around the sink area, I'm looking for that matching trim piece.
How are you possibly going to find that?
Well, when I find it, I'll fix it.
When you buy another Toyota Winnebago camper home.
I'm working on that. I'm waiting for the guy to get back home to me.
Really? Oh, because he's
Yeah.
out of the country.
Yeah. I actually want to turn that one into like a mobile fab shop for no reason at all except for because we can.
Put it this way. If you guys have any questions that you want answered by Leon, leave a comment in this video below, and I'll make sure that he reads them and gets back to you.
I have to read them?
Yes.
Okay. I'm really bad at that, but I will. I got like 90 more that I have to go through and read, so it's not too bad.
Howdy y'all, heading off into the sunset. If you want to see more videos of that there Bel Airs, you don't tune on in. Oh yeah, to Leon's Garage Adventures. Tune in next time to Leon's Garage Adventures.